Welcome to another episode of Morning Coffee Review. Today we have some special showings of the task link. So this was a request from one of you all, specifically Doug, to see the task link feature. I worked on it all day yesterday to make sure it worked. I was in the office though, and I was thinking it may just be because I was in the office, and that was the reason why, because of SSO. That was just a theory, but it worked at home. So it is working. We'll go through the GoCanvas integration between the ability to select task link. That is the integration between GoCanvas and Bluebeam. Just remember, GoCanvas is a sister company to Bluebeam. Numachek owns, kind of history, Numachek owns solutions. Kind of like Autodesk owns Revit, ACC, AutoCAD, Civil 3D, Forma, the list goes on. Numachek owns brands, and they own Bluebeam, and they also own GoCanvas, so it's a sister company. And not to get confused with the fact that Bluebeam itself acquired Firmus. So a little bit different of things that are going to be rolling out, but I do have the task link. I worked on some workflows yesterday, and ironically enough, we can also go through and do some GoCanvas stuff just directly through GoCanvas, and that would be looking at dashboards and stuff. And just be aware, if we go through the GoCanvas side, this is all just me learning as we go. So if we want to go through and dig in and create our own forms and see what that kind of looks like, we can. The task link side is a little bit different since I do have a full license of GoCanvas, which is different than what you would get if you just purchase the task link integration. The task link integration is $109, so $109 a year. And what that allows you to do is create AI-driven forms. So you would upload a form, a PDF form, and it would create a digital form in the GoCanvas app for you to use, versus you being able to create your own forms with whatever you want. So that's the difference between a full GoCanvas license and task link's capability within Bluebeam itself. So we'll get into it, of course. Feel free to ask any questions along the way as we dig in, but that's today's topic. Today we're going to be talking about task link and probably get into GoCanvas, knowing what questions are going to come up. So we will dig into both. GoCanvas is separate. TaskLink is the connection between GoCanvas and Bluebeam. TaskLink is specifically in Bluebeam's world, and that is a separate cost where you can just get TaskLink as a Bluebeam user for an additional cost at $109 a year. What does that break down to? That breaks down to like $7 or $8 a month additional onto your license. So that's what we're going to go through and do and talk about. Welcome, everybody. And at any point, again, if you have any additional questions, it's a little bit outside the world that we're going to be digging into, feel free to ask. Let me minimize some stuff here. And you're probably all wondering why Matt is not here. Matt is actually in Phoenix, where I'm at. I'm going to go see him in the office. So I told Matt he didn't have to wake up early and come and join MCR. So that is why he is not here. So I will manage the chat simultaneously as we go through and do this. Actually, I already had Bluebeam open. I wonder if I opened up another instance, is it already going to auto log me in? It is, okay. So yesterday I was digging into this, and we'll open up GoCanvas. Oh, I didn't know you can right click and just do these things. That's a misclick, and look, you can right click and just open up a PDF from here. That's cool. That is the prompt, by the way, to authenticate the integration. So what will happen is, I guess we'll show that whole workflow. I'll sign out of here. I'll hit cancel. This is the new panel that you'll get from here. This is called Task Link. And from the ability to go through and utilize this panel, I don't think everyone has access to this yet. I think it's most people that went to Unbound And I believe also if you are, no, I think this is active for everybody. Does anyone not have that panel? Let me see Bluebeam updates. I almost, because people can purchase that now and use it. So hold on. Teams, anyone else get frustrated when Teams little menu bar pops up? So now I can't grab my list here. Thank you. You can move the menu bar. Yeah, I usually wait. I feel like it's always the same amount of time. Okay, so here it is. Review 21.8 on December 2nd, everyone got access to the task link integration. So if you're on 21.8, you have the task link integration into review, and that is the panel that we're all seeing. So no need to have attended Unbound at this point or to get early access via Bluebeam Community. You can now leverage this task link capability, and I'll walk through some workflows. The purpose of it being named task link is to assign tasks. Essentially, is kind of how that works. Does anyone get frustrated when Teams? Like, yeah. Yeah, the grip's right here. You guys can't see the grip, but I usually wait because if I move the grip, I always think, is it the same amount of time? Okay. So when you go to the panel here, you have the sign in to GoCanvas. You sign in via the browser. This is the API connection to third-party applications. This would be a typical workflow for most third-party applications. Aside from like things that are operating in studio sessions, you then authorize it. You open up back in Bluebeam and you're here. Now, I sat here for, I don't know, probably 25 minutes. I don't know what you posted, Liz, but I sat here for around 25 minutes yesterday looking at this because I'll show you the workflow. It was a little bit confusing, and it probably won't be as confusing for you all when you first start out because you may not be getting a full license of GoCanvas, which is a different pricing structure than the 109. But I'll click the GoCanvas dashboard. Hopefully it doesn't bring me into subscriptions in the past year. I guess this is the dashboard. So this is the dashboard. This is fine. We just also have a partner account in here. So I just was making sure it didn't bring me into that. But essentially, this is a GoCanvas. You have your dashboard, which tells you submissions in the past week, past month, past year, 2024 submissions, 25. So when I was invited to the platform, Auto assigned me a bunch of samples and things of that nature. I didn't do any of this. The things I did do yesterday, if I go to my submissions here, forms, there we go, is this one right here. But if I go to my actual work hub, this is where you see what's been actually created or generated. So when you're going through and creating essentially a dispatch is what they create them as, which is a form to send out into the field or for you to create while you're out in the field. You can create essentially a new form. And from here, you can use examples or you can go through and create your own submission forms here if you wanted to. I don't think it was in forms. I could create a new form right here. So the ability to go through and create forms allows you then to go to your work hub and create the dispatch. So your forms essentially, you can create whatever type of form you want. The reason why I got confused is because I go to my work hub and I see there's things assigned to me, which you also get an email. And if you have GoCanvas on your phone, you will get an email alert as well. I probably should have downloaded that, but I didn't, because that would have shown also if I would have clicked on it and selected it in review. So maybe we'll do that too. But if I go over to here, they don't show up, right? These are assigned to me, so I am the user, but why do no tasks show up? That is because the task actually isn't assigned yet in the markups list. And I'm looking at my phone because I'm going to try and download the GoCanvas app quickly while we're in here. Because I didn't think I was going to do that workflow, but it would make sense. GoCanvas. It would make sense to have that capability to see it because that was shown to us when we first started out. It actually has some pretty good reviews. If you look at it at the App Store, it has 5 stars at 1.5K reviews, which to me, that's actually really good. So let me sign into my phone and hopefully this all works too. And I'm not texting, I'm signing in just to verify you all as I'm doing this. I'm pretty sure this is the right password. It is, look at that. Allow Face ID. If you guys don't have iPhones, you're not an iPhone user, it's probably the best thing ever. You don't have to remember passwords anymore. Now, I hesitate to know my precise location. I will say GoCanvas does have the ability to utilize what's called Tracker. It's a separate application you'd have to download on your phone as well. I don't think this geolocation that it's asking me would be used, so I'm just going to say don't allow. But essentially, they do have the ability to do geo-tracking, and that would help you do dispatches to a site or something like that. So more of a field use, not so much as what I would see us use from a task link from a design side. But theoretically, from the construction side, this may be of use to you if you're trying to look and see, I need to send out a dispatch to X and Y, Z site, but I don't know where my team's at, right? You could use Tracker for that, or you're going to want to use Tracker for like mileage or something like that so that you can get everything into your ERP system and bill for a project. Okay, so I'm now here and we can see I have my list. I assigned a task for me today to do, and it is do a field report. That's what I said. So I'm not going to start review, but I have my tasks today. So if you were to create a task for somebody like I did, which is a dispatch, it's funny, it says task today, but dispatch here. So the dispatch creates what's called a task. This one was due today. This is when it was created. I thought I scheduled it. Yeah, I did. Dispatch date. I think I just put the time of yesterday for today. But I see my task in my today's list. So this would be going out to the field, looking at tasks from that perspective. But to get it linked into review, or maybe to create a dispatch from review, you do have those options. And that's what I'm going to go through and show. If we want to dig deeper into GoCanvas, we can after the fact, but let's show the integration side outside of GoCanvas. But this is what I was confused a little bit about. So if you are a GoCanvas user, you get a GoCanvas license. These don't automatically show up in your tasks to show this right here. Now from here, what I'm able to go through and do though is if I open up a PDF set, this is how I found it out yesterday. This is the workflow. If I needed to create some type of dispatch for a specific area, what you'll essentially do is I'm going to do a revision cloud here, right click, you have this GoCanvas link here. So you can attach a submission. So if somebody is going to be submitting a form, which is different from a dispatch, so they can go through, grab a form and submit it. So that would be more of maybe a submittal workflow. There's a lot of things you can do with GoCanvas because it could be like a time card for the field as well. So it just think of GoCanvas as anything that would have been done on paper can be done digitally in the field. Now for us on the design side, this may be a workflow for you to go and do something like a field report or an inspection. I don't see a use case yet for a punch list, but feel free to show me if this is something you're going to be interested in. So from here now I can use this task link. So let's say I'm going to go out into the field or someone is out in the field. The only issue if someone, being that someone is out in the field, they need task link to accept or been given a form in the current process. I'm coordinating with the GoCanvas team, having conversations with them. It would be nice to have, if you all know how Bluebeam Cloud works, a free user if I could create a dispatch and someone just downloads the GoCanvas app, can they just get it without being a full user, just to put information in the form to get back to me, right? Like if I'm in the office and I need you to do an inspection in a specific area, I could just create a dispatch to you. We'll just use Doug as this example. I can create a dispatch to Doug, but Doug doesn't have TaskLink or a GoCanvas subscription, but I need him to fill out this form. That's not the current workflow. They do have to either have a GoCanvas subscription or the TaskLink subscription, okay? Hopefully in the future, it may be a light version where they're just filling out the form when things are assigned to them, hopefully. Okay, so from here, now what I can go through and do is create a dispatch, attach an existing dispatch, and this is what I saw from the GoCanvas side. So if you go to the GoCanvas side, there's these two. That's how you get these two here to show any tasks related within Revu. So these are the existing ones here. So received, these two were by me. And actually, let's select this one here. This do a field report is actually in my task list. So if I start it, let's go through the project number here. Oh, I guess project name and number are different. These are all long form text. So example, hello from phone. Okay. Now when that's done, next. Email submission. Review task. No. Email me a copy. Show PDF after sync. There's a lot of stuff after I've filled out the form, and that's what it's saying. It says email submission, review task, submit. And just like that, it was submitted. And I think it's, since I'm right here, it's already going to just show that. And resyncing to the data. And we can see that it's part of this document. And here, if I refresh it, you can see it was completed. I just completed on my phone, and you could see this open submission in here. So even though I completed this form on my phone, I just said example, hello from phone. I actually can see the form here from the Revu environment. So maybe a workflow is an inspection one, which I don't know if I have one created, but we'll figure this out together. Because I want to see if I can create it from the AI-driven one, which is what you will all get if you just have TaskLink. So if I right-click, do a task, and create a dispatch, so these are all predetermined from here. I'm wondering if you're going to get access to creating the AI-driven one. Like, what if I don't want any of these? You're probably going to go into GoCanvas, and from here you can create that form. Now, there's a couple of ways to create these forms. Let me ask you all, what form do we want to create? A basic, an advanced one, configure all dynamic fields? Probably not. That's going to be too in-depth. Folder organized in a group of forms. We'll just do a basic one. There's a couple of different ways. You can use this auto build, which is upload a PDF or build a PDF from scratch. What we'll do here is we'll grab a form from Bluebeam's form templates here. We'll do a field report here. What does this one look like? That's what I just did. Let's do what does the submittal look like? Maybe we'll do RFI is a little bit different. We'll just do the field report, but I'll do a save as example. So we'll go to desktop here. And I'll save this out. So if you had a field report that was already ready or an inspection, I just don't have an inspection list, which I wish I had a PDF for that. If anyone has an inspection that they want to just upload into our MCR chat, I can just use that report, but I don't have one. Field report MCR, that's what we'll name it. Perfect. So after we're here, we'll go back into GoCanvas and we'll upload this to auto build. Can take a couple of seconds. Now it's funny because I built a couple of web pages recently, and this kind of looks like what you can do from building a web page. But this is what you get to visually see what your form will interact like. Now you can test it as well, but right now, this is what you have, and it's auto-populated only 2 fields. It did not auto-populate these 2 fields. So right now we have a date, we have a project, and a project number. That's these 2 fields right here, but it didn't fill out these 2 right here, and you can add these data inputs here for what you want to provide. Ooh, there's a photo option. Let's do a photo option too. So what I'm going to go through and do is create a not multiple choice. I used a long text earlier. I just dragged and dropped. This was super simple to create just a modular form for people to fill out. And you just create them as templates, quote unquote. And they have a bunch of templates, by the way, in their environment, which I guess I could have gone there to just look if there was any additional ones. But you would only be able to upload a form for it to auto-populate an existing one. And that's a workflow unless you have a full GoCanvas license. That's why I'm not going into the templates. So we'll add another one here. And guess what? This is what I did yesterday because I like to make things simple. You can just duplicate this and you just drag it down. And there we are. Duplicate this one, drag it down, and we'll add some photo ones here. So I'll do a copy of this, but I'm going to make it shorter because I want to see what this looks like from a photo perspective. Because that is an interesting one. Maybe it needs a couple of photos. Would you all agree? I'm going to do it anyways. Okay, let's see. Signature. Do we want a signature? Does anyone want to see a signature? No? Okay. Why not? Thanks, Doug. Okay. Let's put this one right there. Okay. Now that this is done, they have some other stuff here, by the way. What's this button do? Oh. This is the mobile outline. What's this one? PDF outline. Add. Oh, these are just your options. Okay. Test. Cool. So this is the test feature, and it shows you what that user is going to interact with virtually, essentially on their phone. So they're going to have the date. Right? Oh, and a capture signature. I guess what you would want to do is if I go back to here, you can move these around. So the mobile outline of how it's going to read is date, project number, new long text. Remember that I'm new to this. We're all learning together here. This to me reads as what the mobile user is going to get. So if I go back to test, this organization is exactly what this is here. And then this PDF outline is when it's created as a PDF is how it's going to read. If we go back to here and we look at this report, it reads the exact same way as this does. So project, no, it doesn't. It says project number here. Oh, there it is, date. Okay. Project number, long text. So if you wanted to reorganize the way the PDF prints out and the information shown, you can. Okay. We'll do a publish here. And here's some text things if you guys wanted to edit like the text and add a background. What's this for? Page. And that's just typography. I guess typography is like your fonts. Okay, we'll hit publish. Okay. And then go back. Exit. Called the project number, but auto-filled. Yeah, you can. This is the one I just created. I want to rename it. No. Edit. Rename it MCR. I don't want it to just have two field reports. To answer your question, yeah, you can have things auto-populate. I don't know how to do that. Oh, that's right. You could have made a selection, but sorry. To answer your question, Kenneth, from a user that is going to create the submission, I'll show you. So there's things you can fill out. I'm getting all of these notifications, by the way, on my phone. But what you can do is you can, once you create the dispatch, it will allow you to fill out some of the information. So if I create a new dispatch from that form, did I publish the forms? It is published. Let me refresh here. It hasn't refreshed yet to use it. Go back, exit. Oh, it's because I need to create the dispatch settings, enable dispatch use. Okay. I set some other settings in here because I was trying to look at the integrations, but some of them are locked. Upload icon, we're good. Tables of contents, reminders. So you can do like settings for reminders for this. Enable weekly. It's probably going to get annoying, but we'll work with it. Okay. Now when I go through and create a dispatch, because the other way would be somebody submits it, meaning they're out in the field. Now I have that MCR report. Now I'm getting ready to create this dispatch. So to answer your question earlier, Kenneth, I'm going to dispatch this to Bluebeam field example MCR. Description. I'm going to assign it to me immediately or schedule for later. So you're going to create a dispatch for somebody in the future. Notifications. I'm just going to hit next. Now you could pre-fill this out for anybody. So to answer your question earlier, Kenneth, I could have put, I'm creating a dispatch for project number 12345 and project name MCR project, right? I could have done all of this so that it's auto-filled for that user in the field. They don't need to know what you're assigning this dispatch for. Sorry, they do need to know what you're assigning this dispatch for, but they don't know what you're dispatching them to. So you're doing those for them. So essentially you could fill it out for them to create the dispatch. Now this lives all in the GoCanvas world. Now what we just did was from the GoCanvas side. We're going to do this from the review side versus the GoCanvas side. So the form has been set up for those options. So I'm going to go back to my design set here. We're going to go back to the first page, second page. We're going to create that new one from here. So I'm going to right click and create a dispatch from this area. So if I wanted somebody to do a field report, I can do it from here the same way that I just did through here. Dispatch name, field review, description. Who's it going to? Me. We won't schedule this one for later. We'll do next. And I could have essentially the same thing. We'll do 4, 5, 6, 7 now. That's project number. So we'll hit exit B and project name. MCR task link. So I had 3 notifications before. I'm creating the dispatch currently right now from review to then dispatch to somebody's phone. So I'm sending this one as a completely different dispatch from the one I just filled out via the GoCanvas. So it's going to create this dispatch. I will get now 4 notifications since I have the app. I go over here and you see the history. So that was the confusing part. The history is specific to either grabbing a task that's already existing in GoCanvas, or you've created a dispatch here. You don't see a history of GoCanvas and everything that's happened in there. You do when you select it and attach it to a markup, though. What is the icon that pops up? Grammarly. Yep. Grammarly is one of the best things that's ever happened to me. Okay. So, and anyone else that uses it may be able to attest. Now, from here, I can see that this has been assigned to me, what PDF it's assigned to, and what markup it's assigned to. So from here, I can click that dispatch from my phone and we'll resync this data, which is just on the top right. It has a little sync button. And now I have these. I think that's good right there, right? Y'all can see that. So that one needs to happen now. So I'm going to click that one and we'll see what happens. I'm just going to hit review. And when I hit review, it tells me what the task is. And if I hit refresh, this will have updated to received. Since I clicked it and reviewed it, it now knows that I have received it. So there's no hiding behind any mirrors here. Is it ready to create a dispatch in a studio project and session? No idea. We'll test it. Is the task attached to the PDF file? Now it is, Kenneth. It has been attached to the PDF file, correct. Does it work with the same in a studio? I don't know. We're going to test the studio. So once this has been there, let's go through. I'm looking to see if I have some good spots to create a photo. So let's start the review. Oh, no, wrong one. Yes, discard task. Start. Maybe I should look up as I do this so you guys it doesn't look weird. I am on my phone. And you know what the good thing is about iPhone is you can just do text. You don't have to like type. I could have just done text to talk, but that's fine. Example, I'm in field, long text, too many spots to type. Okay, we'll just skip the next one. All right, capture photo. Let's go. Okay, give me 1 second. I'm gonna take some photos. Allow access to camera. Use this photo. Now you can do gallery or from your camera. Use this photo. Oh, so we only did 2 photos. Now capture signature. Cool. So this is the signature field. And you all, should I try to do a professional signature or just my typical one? We'll just do my typical one. You all may laugh at it. It's fine. So now it says that I'm 50% done at the bottom. There's a little bar right here. I'll hit next. Now it could email a submission. Recipients. Okay, so you can email it to people when you're done. Review task. Okay, and then it shows you an overview. Submit. So it's submitting. It takes a couple seconds. I think they use something similar to the status column. Yeah, it's in the statuses. So I'll get to your guys' questions here in a second. So that was filled out. Perfect. Now I need to hit refresh here. So it gives me some more data and it's completed. And I can now open and review. So here's the information, and you can customize this so it doesn't look just like this from an example of how the report gets printed out. But this is just my example of an automated, just quick and easy. So it actually shows some photos here, and there's my signature. Cool. We are good. Now it's attached to this PDF, so I can open up the PDF and the reference to it. There is information in the markups list, just so you're all aware if that was ever a question. So you can see the same information here needs to happen. What other custom columns can I get from GoCanvas? Is there any additional ones that it gives me? GoCanvas status built in. Cool. So that's going to be over here. Let's bring it over here. So we can see where this dispatch is at. So it was sent out as a dispatch here and completed by Michael right here. And it actually gives you the same refresh button here so you can see the sequence of the dispatch and where it's currently at. Now it lives on the PDF. I'm going to save this to my desktop because that was a question earlier. Then I'm going to close this one out. Close that out. You could save this as and append it if you wanted to, but now if I open this PDF back up, oops, that is not the one on my desktop. Right click open, which is something I just learned today. I have this and there's that GoCanvas link. If I go back to GoCanvas, you can see all the information about it here too. Active dot, oh, it's the history of what's been done with what I've done. And then you have your active document here. Okay. Let's go and test out a session. So let's sign in. Let's go to sessions, demo session here. And we'll go continue. Okay. And we'll go to a PDF that doesn't have too much stuff. Let's see if we can do a task link in here. I can. So there is the ability to create a dispatch. Do we want to create a new one or just add an existing one? What do you all want to do? Let me read through these as somebody tells me what they're looking for. Is there a way to create a dispatch in a session? That's what we're doing. Kind of a mute point of using the form export, but how does that show up in the markup bar? Okay, we showed that, Isaac. Add an existing one, okay, or create a new one. You probably would have said create if it was create, okay. Now from here, we'll do this fill out ASAP or this one. Do this one. So this has been attached to it now, and that is the ability to select an attachment. So if I go back into the GoCanvas bar, I've attached it to it. So this hasn't actually been completed. Now needs to fill out report. Let me go back to here, and this is one of my tasks today still. You can see you need to fill out ASAP, needs to fill out ASAP. Now I could fill it out and then you could see those sequences, or I can see how it says received because that means the notification was received. If I view it and then hit exit out, what does that do? Still is received, okay. If I resync this, does that change anything on that end if I just view it? Does it say viewed? No. Okay, that's not part of the sequences. Okay, so now what I could do is if I start it, but I don't finish it, oh, it only lets me discard the task. Save and close. Cool. Save and close. So if I saved and closed, on the app it says version 2, but on here it doesn't. I guess I could view and GoCanvas on where that person's at. Let me fill in one thing. So review, continue, testing 1. And then if I save and close, on my phone, it has another version on it. Not here. Ooh, I didn't want to hit exit. Okay, nope, it's only when it's completed. So if I go through continue and hit complete, submit, that's when this gets updated from here. I hit refresh, it's completed. And again, in here, it's been marked completed. So if I go to this PDF here and in the markups list, you'll see that it was received and reviewed. And if I hit this, completed, completed, completed. Okay. So those are those workflows for the GoCanvas task integration and the ability to create a dispatch or attach existing ones. Because maybe there was something out in the field that was being done. Let me see the submission-based one. Let's see. Forms. Okay, so if I wanted to submit one, let's test this. Does this submit one? Discard task. Let's do a equipment inspection one. Oh, this one has a table of contents. This is like checkbox. This is cool. Hello. I guess I need to do photos. Capture a couple more photos. Next. I know, I'm sorry you guys are like, Michael's doing all this cool stuff, but it's from my phone. So it gives you a table of contents. This one does. The sample one out of the box, and you could do a bunch of different things. So we won't do it that way. Yes, end task, because this is too long. Discard. Now I want to create. Yeah, I guess the submission, if I just click this field report and hit next. Does that mean I created a submission? Oh no, I guess I'll have to figure out how the submissions work because none of these are the submissions that I did. So I don't know, like, is a submission if someone created the form, which I just did, and submitted it, did it go that way? I don't know. So questions, what questions do we have about the other ones? And I'll figure out submissions later on. You had the attach the dispatch or create the dispatch. I want to attach an existing submission. What is the submission workflow? It's going to bug me if I don't figure it out. So here are your submissions. There are 2 here and 5 here. Last date, export. So is that one of the ones here, but it didn't actually create is this a submission? Oh, it is. These are. It's just a weird number. But these are all completed. So is that the completed workflow? So if somebody completes a document out in the field, they just are here. So if somebody completed a form, you can then attach it via submission is another option. That's cool. So that's how the submissions work. We all learned together. In the view on GoCanvas, does it show the tasks from Samtech that are now on the desktop? We can view in GoCanvas. Does it say like the PDF it was attached from? That was the one I just did on my phone. Maybe that one was because I did a couple. It does not show the PDF. Quick start view PDF. What's this? Oh, that's the view as the original PDF. It does not show the attachment of the assigning of the task to answer your question, Kenneth, in GoCanvas. So we attach these to it, but it doesn't reference a document like the task link does back in the GoCanvas application. So if I go back to this one and nope, this is the Samtech one here. And we can go and view that cloud. Okay, unable to find that cloud, that's fine. So from here, this is that attached one for this. If I resync it, it doesn't show that referenced PDF here anywhere. It would be on the printout and project closeout from here to answer that question. You would essentially go to your open and review, and you would combine these two together. And there's a couple of different ways to combine PDFs, but I would just grab this. There has to be a better way. Oh, why can't I paste the pages? Didn't I hit Control C, copy? There would have to be a better way than this. It probably would be something like right-click combined or file combined. Because theoretically, you would want those to do a project closeout here. Export. Let's see what this does. Export tasks contained in the following documents. Export only tasks contained in the document. Export Bluebeam's PDFs and associated tasks. Ooh, I like that one. Ooh, combined Bluebeam's PDFs and associated tasks. Let's do that. Desktop. Task. Okay. Do I have to add the open files? Okay, so it only added ones that had it. Now, I might have done something different, which is I added it to these two. So at least that helped me find this one out. So we'll remove this. Just be aware, I've already attached two to this one. File name, project closeout. Okay. There should be. In this one, let's save it. Oh, it's because it's open. This is because I had two instances of review open. I apologize. Let's save as this desktop MCR. This is all live, by the way. And this isn't built off of data sets. We are all doing this together. So let me go back into here, export. MCR task. Okay. Why? There are no submissions. There should be. This has active document. You were all like, Michael, come on. I know, I apologize. Let me just do this. This is not the PDF. It's this one, I'm assuming. It is. Okay. So close that one. Don't save that one. This one has them. That's why. Remove and file location. Our last try here. MCR task. I think. Okay. Now it worked. It was that easy. So what does this look like though? Yeah, it attaches it. So project closeout would be that workflow. You just open up the GoCanvas app and you export out the list. So there you are. I would love to be able to use this for our outside vendor request. I agree. And my theory for that, Doug, is hopefully there may be an option in the future that allows you to send a dispatch to someone that is not a GoCanvas, or a TaskLink subscriber. Yep, that, like you just said, but the receiver needs to have it. Yep, correct. If RFIs were done as a task link, then I'd like to see both the plan location and the link to closed response and closeout. Yes. Okay, so let's do an RFI. Somebody submits an RFI. Let's go to a RFI template. We'll save this as here. I wonder if it works better if it's already a form, but we'll save as RFI on my desktop here. We'll do this really quick before we run out of time. RFI. I go to my options here, forms. We're going to create a new form. Auto build, RFI. And by the way, just to make a full circle notation, this is going to input data on the PDF if you want to, the way the PDF is being distributed. So if you were getting a PDF from, I think these all insert correctly, they do. Yeah, because that bar's up here. It is, yeah. If you needed to resubmit like a local municipality form back to them via their form, but digitize it on a person's phone, this will print it out right back on the same form for you. So you don't have to modify anything. And it actually did pretty good. The lettering here is just a little bit different. That's why I was grabbing it, but you can see the full text of the boxes here. So yeah, we'll go through and hit publish. If somebody sent you a form and you needed to put data on the form, but digitally send it to people, and I just got a notification that this was published. So let me go back to exit. I now have an RFI form. So to your notation, Kenneth, is the workflow that you want to create the markup and send the dispatch out for the RFI, or you're out in the field and you're creating an RFI submission. So this could be one of two things for project closeout, because I'm doing this on a project right now. Well, we're making sure the PDFs are updated from an RFI version perspective. But what you could do is somebody could be out in the field creating RFIs, right? I could be here, I can go to my form, and now I can see that there are RFIs forms on my phone, and this is for this project, and I can select the RFI form, fill it out, and then when I filled this out, RFI number 1, we'll do it this way because it's just my thought from Michael to Kenneth. And then we'll do, I'm not going to add all this other stuff. There's actually a response part of this. So there's probably a workflow option that you could do. So I'm going to hit next, submit. Okay, so I submitted this. And then what I could do now is project closeout of all of my RFIs and say there was an RFI here, go to my task link, attach an existing dispatch. No, it's the submission because it's completed. That's this one here. Attach. Open the submission here. Was that not it? Maybe it takes a second. I thought that was it. Thought we had it all going. It was it. My bad. So this is it here. And we attached it to here. And that's this one here. So I opened up the wrong one. I apologize. So this would have been the RFI for Project Closeout. And now you have that RFI form here that you can view. And then you can also do the attach for the Project Closeout. So that would have been that workflow of someone's out in the field, they're creating RFIs, you're back in the office attaching the data to the PDF, or maybe you want to create an RFI specific to a PDF through review. You could do the same thing here. Maybe I have a request for information. We'll go to a detail because it's typically where it's going to happen. It can go on a plan too, but I'm just going to go here. We'll go and do task, create a dispatch, and I didn't publish it for dispatches yet, so I got to go back into here, forms, this workflow here, so it's enabled. You don't have to do this every single time. You just do it once. I want to be able to add the ability to use dispatches for this form. Now go back into here. If we hit refresh here, this should give me the option. I don't know how quick it refreshes to create a dispatch. That was pretty quick. So now I can then just say dispatch name. To description, whatever you want it to be, to Michael, immediately, next. And then you can do RFI number 2 from Michael to Kenneth. And whatever you need to fill out below, send. It would have been to you, not to me in that same workflow, but now you can see that there's this one. So I got this RFI here. I guess I hit 5. And I just got a notification on my phone. So if I was out in the field, you would see, I'm trying to get it. Oop. That notification has been sent. Now, as you see, it's assigned. I hit refresh. I haven't clicked it yet. I think it changes when you click it. So I clicked it. They had one where it was like a sent thing. So if I go to my tasks, refresh it, notification, the RFI 5. So I have this one here. I haven't clicked it yet. There it is. So since I clicked the notification and I viewed it, it said received. So there's no hiding. So if I hit start, we already did that workflow. It's when it's completed, it'll be marked completed. So it was sent, now received. Michael has gotten the notification and he has selected the notification and is now received. So I've created this workflow of an RFI via a PDF workflow for someone to fill out via a form. Now, since I have task link quotations, if you have task link, you can fill out the form in GoCanvas. That is the caveat, and that's the conversation Doug and I were just having. Well, he asked it in the chat, and I'm saying it to you all live. You have to have task link or GoCanvas currently. Hopefully in the future, it may be, yeah, if you have TaskLink, you can create these submissions to folks and they can have a viewer ability within GoCanvas to use the fillable form section. That would be great. Probably a lot heavier adoption in that method. But as of right now, how it stands is you have to have TaskLink to fill these out, which theoretically you would have from a design team side or a Bluebeam user side. It's $109 per year additional to get the task link and AI form creator in GoCanvas. And that's that ability to create forms through an existing form, not from scratch. Doug, I haven't heard that, so I'm not going to state that. I will ask that question right after this, Doug. Well, when I get into the office, I'll send out an email to some folks over at GoCanvas side and see how it could work theoretically from there, if that is confirmed. So I won't state it here because I don't want everyone to think that is a possible workflow yet. All righty, so that is the GoCanvas workflow. Thank you all for asking me to dig deeper and learn on the fly. It's promising, could be a challenge for Procore. Yeah, so it does have Procore integration though. So just a keynote here before I close out. GoCanvas can plug into other solutions. So if those other solutions don't have modular form formatting, you can connect your data to those third-party applications. GoCanvas does, at its bare bones, have open APIs. So it could be logging into an ERP system that has like timetables or tracking from a mileage perspective, or things like Procore. It has a Procore integration because maybe you wanted forms through the GoCanvas application to plug in directly information into your Procore, which is your construction management solution, right? These are options. Another one would be like Autodesk Construction Cloud. You need to push data into ACC from a form perspective via the phone and mobile app of GoCanvas. That does work. What we showed today was two parts: GoCanvas form creation and also TaskLink. TaskLink gets you the ability to upload an existing PDF. So maybe a municipality or you have RFI forms that you need to have filled out digitally. It will do that. Either way, we can answer questions next Tuesday. Matt will be back on. Maybe I run him through some of these workflows. That is our example today. So thank you all, as always, for joining today, giving feedback and asking questions. Again, MCR wouldn't be if it weren't for all of you joining every single week. And I look forward to seeing you all next week.
Hey there, thanks for tuning in. If you like this video, make sure to subscribe and check out some of the other content on our channel.